The first Aahat, the sound, came at 2:17 a.m. It was soft, almost polite, like a hesitant knock that didn't want to wake anyone. Ethan froze on his couch, the blue glow of the television washing his tired face. He had just returned from a double shift at the hospital, his mind still crowded with the faces of patients he couldn't forget. The apartment was usually silent at this hour, the kind of silence that pressed against your ears. But this sound was different. Intentional. He muted the TV and held his breath. There it was again. Footsteps. Slow. Bare. Moving somewhere above him, except Ethan lived on the top floor. His heart began to race, but not with panic. With confusion. He stood up, exhaustion dragging at his limbs, and called out softly, "Hello." No answer. Ethan had always been the kind of person who helped first and questioned later. It was how he'd chosen his career, how he lived his life. So when he heard the faint sound again, this time closer, like someone shifting weight just outside his bedroom door, he didn't grab a weapon or run. He walked toward the sound. The hallway felt colder than the rest of the apartment. The lights flickered as he passed under them, buzzing like nervous insects. The door to his spare room was open, though he was sure he'd closed it earlier. From inside came a gentle, uneven breathing. "Is someone there?" he asked, louder now. A shadow moved. Ethan stepped inside and found nothing. The room was empty. No open windows. No hiding place. Just the old rocking chair in the corner, swaying ever so slightly, creaking with each movement. That's when he noticed the smell, antiseptic, mixed with something old and damp. A smell he knew too well from the hospital. He backed away, his skin prickling. That night, Ethan barely slept. Every time he closed his eyes, the Aahat returned, footsteps circling his bed, a whisper of fabric brushing the air, a presence that never touched him but never left. By morning, the sounds stopped as suddenly as they had begun. He told himself it was stress. But the next night, the Aahat came again. This time, it spoke. "Help, please." The voice was weak, breaking apart like it had traveled too far to reach him. Ethan sat up in bed, his heart pounding painfully now. "Who are you?" he asked. Silence. Then a sound, not footsteps, but something heavier. Like a body being dragged across the floor. Ethan followed it, every instinct screaming at him to stop. The sound led him to the bathroom. The door was shut. Slowly, he pushed it open. The mirror fogged instantly, though no hot water was running. Words began to form on the glass, traced by an unseen finger. "I waited." Ethan stumbled back, his breath coming fast. Waited for what? The lights went out. In the darkness, the Aahat changed. It wasn't walking anymore. It was pacing, angry, trapped. Memories flooded Ethan's mind, uninvited, sharp. A woman in the ER 6 months ago. Homeless. Severe internal injuries. She'd begged him not to send her away, not to discharge her early. The hospital was full. Policies were strict. Ethan had been kind, gentle, but he'd still followed the rules. She'd died 2 days later in an alley 2 blocks from here. The lights flickered back on. The mirror was clear now. But the reflection wasn't. Behind Ethan stood a woman, translucent, her eyes sunken with exhaustion rather than rage. She looked young, too young. Her hospital bracelet still clung to her wrist, broken. "I heard you," she said softly. "You were the only one who listened." Ethan turned, tears filling his eyes. "I tried," he whispered. "I should have done more." She smiled, not with forgiveness, but with relief. "I didn't need more," she said. "I needed someone to remember." The apartment filled with sound then, not frightening, but heavy. Echoes of footsteps, voices, heartbeats. Lives passing through unseen spaces. The woman stepped back, fading. "The sound isn't to scare you," her voice echoed. "It's to wake you." The Aahat slowed, softer now, like someone walking away. Ethan sank to the floor, shaking. When morning came, the apartment was silent again. But Ethan was not the same. From that night on, whenever someone knocked on the doors too late, or when a patient whispered fear into the space between life and death, Ethan heard it, the faintest Aahat. Not in the halls or the walls, but inside himself. And he always listened.